We've just fitted a HGT sequential gearbox in James's car. So here we have the new OS Geiken quad plate clutch. It's all fitted. I've taken all the measurements that I need between the bell housing and the concentric slave. This is the gearbox here. It is an absolute work of art. It is bloody beautiful. Few little mods. It does come as a kit. So far we've found that the reverse lockout lever actually hits on the tunnel of the car, so I've had to modify the tunnel of the car. Also the cable as well, where it goes in for the reverse lockout. It needs slight modifications. It all comes with the mount to bolt straight into the Supra floor pan. It does seem to line up. Yesterday was fun because this has got quite a unique bell housing arrangement. So you buy the bell housing, it all comes with the kit for the JZ, and you've actually got 8 M6s which hold this centerpiece for the bell housing, and then you've got these jack screws. And what I had to do yesterday was have the bell housing off of the gearbox and put it on the engine, and then I had to get a DTI gauge in the middle of the crankshaft, and I actually had to clock 0 on the bell housing itself. So when I originally put it together, it was showing about 1/8 thou of run out on the position of the bell housing, and there's no movement on the gearbox input shaft. Unlike a Samsona's where you've got a detachable input shaft, the HGT doesn't. Their tolerance is 1 thou, so I got it down to about 5 microns, 8 microns, so I'm within that. I'm like a 1/10 of that. So that makes sure that when you fit the bell housing onto the engine, the input shaft and the spigot bearing all lines up bang on in the center and doesn't put any strange loads or any weird loads onto the input shaft. So that's done. I'm just waiting for a couple of hydraulic fittings. There are 37-degree seat on these fittings that they supply, so I'm just waiting for some AN3 jig fittings so I can then run the lines out of the bell housing, put a bleed nipple on the outside of the bell housing, and a quick release fitting as well for the clutch. But this box is beautiful to look at. Can't wait to see what it feels like in the car. Mike's already put the shifter in, so the shifter's all in already. Had to manipulate some of the tunnel here because it was just slightly too long, and this is the other area where the box kind of binds up, so I've had to modify the tunnel around here as well, just give me a bit more clearance around the gearbox. Other than that, that's pretty much about it. I think the next thing now is just bolt the bell housing up because it is 2 separate parts, and I've set all of the distance for the concentric slave as well onto the clutch. So we're getting there slowly, and hopefully today I'll have some fittings and we can carry on putting this in the car. So guys, I'm going to take you back into the dyno today. Today we are going to be mapping James Drew's HGT 6B sequential dog box on the dyno. We've already spent the morning mapping most of the gear cuts and the throttle blip. It's on a Bosch drive-by-wire system. It's on a Cybex S6.5, so it's an older version that's been upgraded, and we're going to go into the dyno. I'm going to show you the gear cuts and the throttle blips, but this gearbox is absolutely savage. So that was flat shifting on the HGT. We're just making sure that the cut's as quick as possible, but also as safe as possible. So we're ramping, we're cutting the engine to reduce the torque, and then we're ramping in the power back in nice and slowly, just to make sure the gearbox lasts as long as possible. If anybody's doing a HGT sequential dog box install into their Supra, I did design and 3D print a bracket for the screen and display. So it goes in the clock surround, and you can just screw the display straight to it. That's the HGT install onto this car, now all completed. James has taken it out for a test drive, absolutely loving it. Got some onboard footage as well, so we'll put them up on the videos up above as well. And yeah, I hope you like this gearbox install. It's an awesome box, and yeah, we're all really pleased how this one turned out.